Okay, happy Friday, let's go. This is a video for the KZ Xtra. It is a TWS, it's using DSP, it's actually quite impressive. That's the DaVinci. I've taken all my notes. I'm going to probably do that next. Maybe that's going to be on Monday. And then also we've got the DaVinci giveaway that's signed by Timmy. We already donated $500 to a local animal charity, actually in Hiroshima, in Japan. So that's already done. If you haven't commented under the video for the unbox, go ahead and do that, because that'll help you maybe be the person that gets that. So shout out to Timmy. This is a true wireless set. Oh, also, this set is called the Let's Shure S08, and I think it's one of the better ones that Let's Shure has actually ever made in the sub $500 range. I'm a much bigger fan of this than I am the S12. This is also planar. This is going to be probably maybe more affordable or around that. If so, I'm going to really hype this a lot because I love the sound of this. This is a really good job by them. So comment below this video. I'm going to reach down and pull out a comment, check if they're a subscriber. If they are, go check on the unboxing of this, and if they commented there too and are a subscriber, bam, there's only like 300 regular commenters on the unbox, so that's who you're competing with. It's not as big as you probably imagine. Let's talk about this set right here. This is a wireless set. It's got some specs that I'll probably share, maybe throw it on the screen. They are, in their typical fashion, kind of comparing themselves with, it looks like a Moondrop. I don't mind when companies go after other companies. That's what they do. That's what they do in American companies since I was a kid. Are things better than, a Chevy's better than a Ford or vice versa. Companies going after companies is totally cool. I don't know why you would have a problem with that. You're over fanboying, so chill. When sellers go after reviewers and deny them access, when reviewers go after other reviewers because they don't like their opinion, that's when stuff starts to get really lame in this hobby. When a company is saying this, our stuff's better than another company, they do the same thing in whatever country you live in, whether you live in Europe or America, so get over it. And it looks like what they're doing here is saying that a particular Moondrop, which they're targeting, this has got DSP, DAC, Qualcomm, AAC. You can look at this. It really looks like a well put together set. 10mm driver. Oh, here we go. Okay. The red is them, and then that semi-ugly looking blue is M ** N drop. Okay. All of that aside, which I really, again, companies are going after companies, more of it, go ahead. If you're trying to get the same audience, go for it. This sounds excellent to me. The graph is very, very good. It's obviously being sculpted by a DSP. The sub bass doesn't roll like that. I did a quick measurement. You should do multiple measures when you do this, particularly when you do wireless, because you're transmitting from your phone to a bud that's in a mic, which is like one extra variable that you don't have when you're just plugging it in through a cable. So that actually matches what they're throwing up there on the screen. My advice to KZ would be that 15, 16 kilohertz and beyond, there's not a lot up there, even lossless files that I put on the spectrogram, but just with a curbside appeal, maybe get that to go all the way off the scale. It's really not, the amount of people that can hear beyond there and the amount of info that's actually beyond there is very small. But just for curbside appeal, I suggest maybe stretching that out a little if it's possible. Let's go ahead and talk about music with this set. Pairing this up was absolutely super simple. I just opened it up. It started looking for, I think it's looking for something right now. Talking about the bass, the drops, Kill Jill, 808 drops, stuff for hip hop like I'm listening to right now. I'm listening to Tupac. Sounds excellent. Sounds very, very good for that. 4-string bass guitar, Violent Femmes, Please Do Not Go, for example. If you want to go listen to that track, there's an interlude. I think 2 minutes to 2 minute 19. It's a brilliant little solo that he jumps into. The pulls, the releases, the snaps, the ringing of the string sounds proper. It is boosted, but I like bass, so I think it sounds good, and it's not borking up the mids. Bonham's kick drum, which is supposed to sound emphatic and produced on the fourth album from Led Zeppelin, sounds like that. I'm wanting it to sound potent and powerful. It does. So the low end of this is done very, very well. As we get into the mids, Chris Cornell, Lane Staley, Nina, they're all doing covers, and the two male vocals have a very Spartan backing, which is mostly acoustic. So you're really able to focus on the vocals of the male singers, Lane and Chris Cornell. Sounds very nice. It sounds energetic and lively because of the boosted bass, but there's not a lot of low instruments in those That's an acoustic set of the Rooster, and that's also Chris Cornell doing a cover of a cover. God, what was her name? Rest in peace to... It doesn't sound very genuine. You can't remember the person's name. Am I right? I'm right. Sinead O'Connor, who I think that song was written by Prince, or he did it first. I think he wrote it for her, and then he performed it later when it became big. That's Chris Cornell sounds excellent. I think there's a cello in the back, and it sounds potent and nice. The vocals are excellent. I really love the way that this is playing back. That's why I'm doing a Friday video for a KZ. As we get into what is harmonics, essentially a lot, and can become problematic, is things like cymbals, keyboards, pianos, kind of the same instrument, kind of. It goes from one side of the scale on your hearing range to the other and beyond, so it completely covers the whole thing. Acoustic and electric guitars, with or without distortion pedals. I want to point out something while we're here. This scale is very compressed, and there's 20,000 hertz on it, but your 1 kilohertz is about 60% of the graph, which means that 1/20th of this graph is half of what you're visually looking at, and the other 19 out of 20 is compressed like this. When you have the upper treble boosted, you're taking the fundamentals and then the harmonics that are created from that, and then instead of over time, the decay, it's a natural. They're going against forces, so sound decays over time because it travels and it dies away. When you boost up the late treble, you give people an unnatural sensation. They might like it because it's different, but it's not usual and regular to what you hear in life, unless it's very extraordinary circumstances and intentionally done. All sounds that you hear in your life are like my knuckle on the desk. That's the fundamental moment. The moment of the strike between my knuckle and the table is the fundamental. That could have been, let's say, 525 hertz if we put that on a spectrogram, and then it spatters out. But most of that is that stretch out. 80, 90%, 95% of it is actually the harmonics, aka overtones, that's created by that. So when you boost that up, I'm saying all this because KZ recently did that to a lot of sets, and I'm not going to touch that. That doesn't sound normal to me, and the uniqueness of that kind of boosted upper treble, I'm not a fan of at all. It's not natural. It never did sound like it, and if you think about it and use common sense, sound and how it works, doing that doesn't make a lot of sense. Something happens here, its harmonics and overtones are here, and then when it gets to the upper frequencies, the final stages, it's boosted up. That's why cymbals can sound like they're lasting a split second longer than your brain expects them to sound. That could be tizzy because it's in a sensitive spot, but it could be that it sounds like it's lasting longer because of the unnatural boosting of the frequencies. It kind of technically is, because you're not usually hearing that range at that amplitude relative to the other. So I don't mean to get into that, but a lot of people watch my channel and thank me for explaining little things. When you see sets that have boosted upper treble, that can have some benefits, but one of it isn't going to be a natural audiophile replay, because that's not how sound typically works when you are at a live event. You're in your room with your home system, you're listening to earphones or headphones or anything like that. So I'm sorry about the ramble, but KZ's recent habit of boosting up the upper treble and the whole graph going that way, I never understood it. Doesn't make sense. Do this, KZ. Do like this. This is actually really good tuning. I don't even think that there's a problem with the upper treble falling off that with my library, measuring my files with a spectrogram. However, for curbside appeal, so somebody who doesn't even listen to music and rides a graph and then just says, yeah, I know I'm missing a little bit up there and it's a little dark. Some people might actually listen to that because they don't know and they don't sit like I do or other people with OCD and ADHD and look at a spectrogram and take all of the lossless high quality files they have and see how much info actually is up there and what actually it's related to, what instruments are carrying on that far. I'm talking about 6, 7, 17, 18, 19 kilohertz. Not much. Great job. Like it a lot. I think it's about $55. I'm going to go ahead and put a link under this video. You guys enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to comment below to qualify for S08. Let me rephrase that. Forget that. I'm going to reach below in the comment section and take out a person, and I'm going to note if they are subscribed or not. And if they are, I'm going to keep that. and then I'm going to go check my unboxing channel, and if they are under that unboxing of the S08, I'm going to say you want it and ship it anywhere around the world, and I pay for it. Ghana is expensive. I don't know why. But if anybody ever tells you you need to pay money or any kind of stuff like that related to this channel, that's total BS, and they're scamming you. Don't ever fall for that. You see somebody say something like that, tell them that's a scam. Nobody ever pays for shipping for stuff. This is to help the community. A lot of times we do stuff like me and Timmy with the animals, because I'm an animal lover, so this is positive. Let's keep this in a nice way. So there's no money's going out to anybody. You guys enjoy your stuff. And that's it. Enjoy your weekend, and I am out.